Okay. За юу яцгааны гайс өнөөдөр Майкл Джексийн нэг алдартай бас жоохон хэцүү хүнд ярилцлагыг үзье. Яг Майкл Джексны яг тэр үед хүүхэд хүчирхийлжсэн гэдэг хэргийг өнөөдөр Майкл Джекс өөрөө ярих нь байна. За, let's go.
3 decades. The music, the dance, the king of pop, the billion-dollar entertainer. And then, at the height of his success, came the charges, the police investigation, and a superstar, Shaken, goes into hiding. Tonight, Michael Jackson, the interview we've been waiting for, live. And for the first time, the woman he married, Lisa Marie Presley. Two legendary families united. Home videos of the wedding that startled the world. Lisa Marie Presley, Michael Jackson, center stage and on the record.
Good evening and welcome to Primetime. Make no mistake about it, for all that fantasy and flash, Michael Jackson is serious business. Ask anyone in this town. Ask the people at Sony Music who say his next album and videos alone could bring in close to $1 billion worldwide. So it's not hard to understand why the shockwave of those allegations 2 years ago registered like the last earthquake out here. Why everyone wants to know, is he really on his way back? This is the old MGM set at Sony Pictures where all those dreams were put on film. It seemed like a good place to begin this hour because whatever you think about Michael Jackson, you cannot ignore what he achieved. The little boy with all those dreams in his voice. It's the once upon a time story that we all know by heart. Out of this tiny house in Gary, Indiana, from among the 9 children of a crane worker at the steel yards, came the raw talent that rocked Motown. This is the audition in which Michael Jackson charms, glides, and spins his family into stardom. But we've also heard the other side of this fairy tale. The brothers claim that their father drove them brutally, beat them. This is the man Michael said made him nauseous with fear.
I didn't know anything about him being sick, but regurgitating. But if he did regurgitate it, he regurgitated all the way to the bank.
But on stage, the little boy felt invulnerable, wielding the voice that would enchant for the next 25 years. Radically changed. We sat down. A week and a half ago to talk only about music. We looked at the Ed Sullivan Show, 1970. He remembers exactly what he was thinking.
That the whole world was like watching. My father used to always say, don't mess up, you know, and I felt I knew every part. And if something went wrong, I felt I could cover it.
With a friend to call my own.
But by adolescence, a private price was being paid. He said it was agony when people stared, clearly wishing that he was still that cute little boy. At the time, his mother worried that he was withdrawing.
Michael is quiet now. When he was younger, he wasn't that quiet. But I don't know, I think the stage might have done that to him.
Being around, you know, everyday people and stuff, I feel strange. I do.
Shy?
Yeah.
1979, 2020. He told Sylvia Chase people won't let him be just normal.
They won't talk to me like they will the next door neighbor.
But somehow Jackson used isolation to sharpen his sense of what was exotic and new. By 1983, the 25th anniversary of Motown, another Michael Jackson emerged, his own creation, from the music to the muscle and the magic. It was a triumph, but he still sees only what he missed.
I wanted to do the 5 spins, then go on the toes and freeze there and just hold it and stay there, you know, and I didn't, but they didn't know.
It's the devil's bargain, a perfectionist trying to give the audience more, a chameleon whose changes are more and more extreme, making you wonder if it's all still part of his plan or, like Faust, his prison. As even today, Jackson obsesses over every word, every move, every sound. Listen.
Hear this?
What you're hearing is not an electric drum machine. It's a hardwired, 48-track, digitally mastered human.
What I mean, so I'll take that and use that as the main foundation for the track and build all the sounds around that. What I'm saying?
So whatever the future, the music will always be inside the man, who says soon he'll be back, where he's most at home. Are you really anxious to get back on stage?
I miss the fans.
Yeah.
That's my chance to get to really, see them and feel their presence.
They follow each other on the window, 'cause they got nowhere to go. That's why no one got to know. I'm standing with the man in the mirror.
And you do a concert and it's like 100,000 people out there. And you see a sea of people singing the lyrics, all in unison, and holding up candles, and you go, wow. It just really makes your heart happy, and that's what really makes you feel like everything's okay.
But as we said 2 years ago, that shy man faced some grave accusations that he had molested a young boy. As the headlines raged, a lot of people wondered if what had seemed merely eccentric was in fact something sinister. And the children always around him, were they lured by a seducer? The lingering question was Michael Jackson guilty, or had he been put through 2 years of unequaled injustice and hell? For parents, a warning, it's an adult topic. This was the allegation. A 12-year-old boy said that over a period of 4 months, while repeatedly sleeping alone in the same bed with Michael Jackson, there was kissing, then fondling, then masturbation. The boy said he had protested, but Jackson had wept, saying it was all right, other boys had done it with him. That was the allegation. But for the prosecution, there were problems. The boy had spoken at the urging of his father, who was also seeking custody. And the father had talked to the Jackson camp about money, $20 million, according to the Jackson team. This is that father talking to someone he knew on tape.
If I go through with this, I win big time. There's no way that I lose.
But whatever the circumstances of the disclosure, authorities say they believed the boy's story. The investigation of Michael Jackson was set in motion and within days hit the airwaves.
Tonight, a police investigation into allegations that Michael Jackson sexually abused a young boy.
The pop star Michael Jackson under investigation for alleged child abuse.
It was a tabloid feeding frenzy as people who worked for Jackson shopped stories, all claiming titillating knowledge of what they called his special friends. And even when some of Jackson's young friends tried to defend him, they raised other troubling questions. This an 11-year-old boy, Brett Barnes, talking to a TV interviewer.
When you'd have sleepovers and you'd stay in the same room or the same bed, did that seem unusual to you at all?
No, because I slept on one side of the bed, he slept on the other, and that was that.
After several months of headlines, Jackson, on tour and then reportedly in treatment for addiction to painkillers, returned to the United States and submitted to a series of police photographs. Sources say to see if they matched his accuser's description of identifying marks on what authorities called his private parts. December 22nd, Jackson went public.
Don't treat me like a criminal, because I am innocent. I have been forced to submit to a dehumanizing and humiliating examination by the Santa Barbara County Sheriff Department and the Los Angeles Police Department earlier this week. They served a search warrant on me which allowed them to view and photograph my body, including my penis, my buttocks, my lower torso, thighs, and any other area that they wanted.
1 month later, January 25th, 1994, Michael Jackson settled the civil suit filed by his young accuser. How much? Reportedly in the neighborhood of $15 to $20 million. After the settlement, the boy refused to testify in the criminal case, so after 13 months of headlines, the prosecutors said
it was over.
We must decline prosecution involving Mr. Jackson.
They had no other children who would come forward in court, and none of the employees who claimed to have seen questionable things had a story that could be confirmed by a child. To this day, a number of investigators remain convinced that glamour and money are so attractive, they can produce loyalty and silence. While Jackson's team insists that it ended because nothing happened in the first place.
When we come back, Michael Jackson and Lisa Marie Presley, their chance.
Primetime Live continues from the Sony Pictures Studios in Los Angeles. Once again, Diane Sawyer.
And with me, of course, Michael Jackson and Lisa Marie Presley. Welcome to Primetime.
Wow.
Glad you're here.
Finished.
It occurs to me, looking at the
Beautiful.
two of you, I have got to start by asking how this marriage took place, how it began. Let me guess that it was not over miniature golf and a hot dog someplace. When did it start? When was the dating?
Well, we first met, she was 7 years old and I was 17.
Huh?
This was in Las Vegas. She used to come and see my show all the time. We had the only family show on the Strip. It was the Jackson 5. And she used to come as a little girl and sit right up front. She came quite often, but she came with a lot of bodyguards.
And had you stayed in touch over all these years?
Sure. And then she'd come backstage. Then I'd, talk and say hi, and then she'd come again. And I thought she was sweet and loving, and I always hoped I'd see her again.
And who first talked about marriage?
We didn't stay in touch.
We didn't stay in touch after that, no.
He had, go ahead. You want to say what happened
No,
later
you can
with
say. You have a good memory.
No, you said you were going to say it.
Our first argument here on this hour. Who proposed? I mean, how did marriage actually get discussed?
Well, at first, this is what happened. When she was 18, I used to tell my lawyer, John Branca, do you know Lisa Marie Presley? He'd go, well, I represent her mother. I go, well, can you get in touch with her? Because I think she's really cute. And he'd laugh every time. He goes, I'll do my best. That's what he'd say. Then he'd come back. I said, well, did you find out? He said, no, there's nothing. So I would worry him about this all the time. The next thing I noticed, there's a picture on a magazine cover where she's married, which really tore me to pieces. And then, really did, because I felt that was supposed to be me. I really did.
And what was the countdown to your marriage? Tell me who said the word marriage first.
I did.
He did.
I did.
When? Where?
When?
On
where?
the telephone.
On the telephone.
He first asked me.
When?
We were dating now for 4 months. Right? 4 months?
I don't remember.
Well, anyway, we were spending a lot of time together. I don't know how I didn't manage to get in the press because we weren't hiding it. I was in Las Vegas. We were in Neverland. We were everywhere. I went to flew to Atlanta. We were in bookstores. We were not hiding it.
And you said yes right away?
I was separated for 4 months, and he said, what would you do if I asked you to marry me? And I said, I would.
Big I would, though. You were really enthusiastic.
I have to ask you this because I can only imagine there are a number of lawyers involved in a prenuptial agreement between these two fortunes. Mm-hmm. Is there one? A careful one?
Well, we've worked out things and we've signed certain things, but of course, that's very confidential.
We agree. We made agreements prior, yes.
As you know, the reaction to this marriage, and I know you feel strongly about it, but the reaction to this marriage has been across the spectrum, everything from astonishment to delight to suspicion, that it was somehow too convenient. Lisa, did you ask Michael about the charges? Did the two of you talk about the impact of the marriage on the allegations?
Absolutely not. He called, I was in touch with him through the whole process of this charges going on. I was talking to him when he disappeared. I was actually supposed to go to San Juan, Puerto Rico when he left and disappeared, and I got a call that he wasn't going to be there, and I was actually part of the whole thing with him, but talking to him on the phone. So I didn't...
Did you say to him, are they true?
No, I didn't. No, I actually did not.
I want to take a minute here, and I'm going to come back to the marriage.
Sorry, he went on and on and on about it, so I didn't really have to say, are the allegations true? It was, on the phone you know, and
Over and over
just
again.
constant, yeah.
Well, because I know that you've wanted to express similar sentiments for a long time.
Одоо амар хүн түнд асуудалтууд асууна яана.
I want to ask a few things about the charges, but first I want to establish for the viewers here, there are no ground rules. You have said to me you are not afraid of any questions. So I wanted that understood by everybody before we proceed. I think I want to begin by making sure that the terms are clear. You have said that you would never harm a child. I want to be specific as I can. Did you ever, as this young boy said you did you ever sexually engage, fondle, have sexual contact with this child or any other child?
Never, ever. I could never harm a child or anyone. It's not in my heart. It's not who I am. And it's not what I'm not even interested in that.
And what do you think should be done to someone who does that?
To someone who does that, what I think it should be done, gee, I think they need help in some kind of way, you know?
How about the police photographs, though? How was there enough information from this boy about those kinds of things?
The police photographs that they took of me.
Yes.
There was nothing that matched me to those charges.
There was nothing. There was nothing that concurred.
That's why I'm
Nothing?
sitting here
There was
talking to you
nothing.
today. There was not one iota of information that was found that could connect me.
So when we've
to
heard
these
that there was
charges,
a marking
nothing.
of some kind.
No markings.
No markings.
No.
Why did you
Why am I
settle-
still here then?
You're not going to ask me about that, are you? Sorry, about the markings.
You can volunteer.
No, I'm just, the point is that when that finally got concluded that there was no matchup, then it was printed this big as opposed to how big it was, what the matchup was supposed to be.
It didn't
And
work.
It never,
'cause it isn't so. The
Why
whole
did you
thing is a
settle
lie.
the case then? Why did you settle the case? And it looks to everyone as if you paid a huge amount of money.
Most of that's
to get
folklore.
silence.
I talked to my lawyers and I said, can you guarantee me that justice will prevail? And they said, Michael, we cannot guarantee you that a judge or a jury will do anything. And with that, I was like catatonic. I was outraged.
How much money
Totally
was it?
outraged. So what I said, I have got to do something to get out from under this nightmare. All these lies and all these people coming forward to get paid in these tabloid shows, just lies, 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 lies. So what I did, we got together again with my advisors and they advised me, it was hands down, a unanimous decision, resolve the case. This could be something that could go on for 7 years.
How much
We
money
said, let's
was
get
it?
it behind us.
Can you say
Get
how
it?
much?
It's not what the tabloids have printed. It's not all this crazy outlandish money. No, it's not at all. I mean, the terms of the agreement are very confidential.
I want
He's
to
been
ask
barred to discuss it. They
the specific
the specific
terms of the
terms,
agreement.
So
but
it's
specific amounts.
the idea is just isn't fair. What they put me through, because there wasn't one piece of information that says I did that. In any way, they turned my room upside down, went through all my books, all my videotapes, all my private things, and they found nothing that can say Michael Jackson did this. Nothing.
But let me ask
To
you a
this
couple of
day,
questions.
nothing.
Let-
Still nothing.
Let me ask
Nothing,
you a couple.
nothing.
Nothing. I got nothing. As you may or may not know, we have called everyone we can call. We have checked everything we can check. We have gone and tried to see if what we heard before is in fact the case. I want to ask you about two things. These reports that we read over and over again, that in your rooms they found photographs of young boys, not of
Young
adults,
boys,
not-
there's children, all kind of girls and everything.
and that they found photographs, books of young boys who were undressed.
No.
Didn't happen.
No, not that I know of, unless people sent me things that I haven't opened. People know my love for children. So they send me books from all over the world, from South America, from Germany, from Italy, from Sweden.
So if people say that they found those things, if there's an indication, let them come forward, let them produce them, right?
Yeah, because I get all you wouldn't believe the amounts of mail that I get. And if you say to somebody, you know, if I let the fans know I love Charlie Chaplin, I'll be swarmed in Charlie Chaplin paraphernalia. But if I say I love children, which I do, they swarm me with everything pertaining to kids.
Any other settlements in process now or previously with children making these kinds of claims? We have heard that there is one, not a case that the prosecutors would bring in court, but that once again you're talking about shelling out.
No, that's not true. No, it's not true. I think I've heard everything is fine and there are no others.
I guess, let me ask this, and I'm trying to think how to phrase it though.
I can hear out in the country people saying, and you've been cleared of all the charges, we want to make that clear. People saying, look, here is a man who is surrounded by things that children love. Here is a man who's spent an inordinate amount of time with these young boys.
That's right.
What is a 36-year-old man doing sleeping with a 12-year-old boy, or a series of them?
Right. Okay, when you say boys, it's not just boys, and I've never invited just boys to come in my room. Come on, that's ridiculous. And that's a ridiculous question. But since people want to hear it, you know, the answer, I'll be happy to answer it. I have never invited anyone into my bed, ever. Children love me, I love them, they follow me, they want to be with me. But anybody can come in my bed. A child can come in my bed if they want.
I can say, sorry, I've seen this. I've seen it a lot. I've seen kids. I've seen him with children in the last year. I've seen it enough to where I can see how that can happen. It's, you know, I understand.
Isn't part of being an adult, and you have a 2-year-old child, 2-year-old boy.
Yeah, let me just, sorry.
Okay.
I just wanted to say that I've seen these children, they don't let him go to the bathroom without running in there with them. And they won't let him out of their sight. So when he jumps in the bed, I'm even out. You know, they jump in the bed with him.
But isn't part of being an adult and loving children, keeping children from ambiguous situations? And again, we're talking about over an intense period of time here. Would you let your son, when he grows up and is 12 years old, do that?
You know what, if I didn't know who Michael, no way. But I happen to know who he is and what he is. And that makes it, you know, I know that he's not, you know, I know that he's not like that, and I know he has a thing for children, and go ahead, sorry.
I just wonder, is it over? You're going to make sure it doesn't happen again. I think this is really the key thing people want to know, that there are not going to be more of these sleepovers in which people have to wonder.
Nobody wonders when kids sleep over at my house.
But
Nobody
are they
wonders.
over? Are you going to watch?
Энэ амар хурдан явагдаад байгаа болохоор энэ сабтайтлал өөрсдөө гүйцэж чадахгүй байна.
Watch out for it. Now,
Watch out for
just
what?
for the sake of the children and for
No,
everything
because
you've been through.
it's all moral and it's all pure. I don't even think that way. It's not what's in my heart.
So you'll
I would
do it
never,
again.
ever. Do what again?
I mean, you'll have a child sleeping
Of course.
over.
They want.
Yes.
It's on the level of purity and love and just innocence, complete innocence. If you're talking about sex, and that's a nut. That's not me. Go to the guy down the street, because it's not Michael Jackson. It's not what I'm interested in.
As we said, Elizabeth Taylor is going to talk a little bit about when she came to see you in the middle of this, what she called agony. One of the things I think she was so angry about with us was that she said people always talk about one side of a person, they never give them credit for their accomplishments,
That's right.
particularly what they give to children and the money you give to children. That's how it starts.
When he's on tour, he goes to hospitals without the press following him, without anyone knowing. He'll get up in a disguise and do it, take his disguise off when he's there, and kids know, wow, it's Michael Jackson.
Was there no point at which you said to yourself, reading everything everybody had been reading, maybe this is true, maybe I completely didn't understand who he was?
No way. Absolutely not.
Never.
Never. I know Michael's heart. I know his mind and his soul. I'm not that insensitive, especially to him or people I love.
How did you decide to go to Singapore?
He was my friend. He was alone. He was totally alone. And he just, he needed help. Nothing in the world could have hurt him more. If it had been calculated, if they'd planned an assassination, they couldn't have done it any better. It almost broke his heart.
She says she recognized a friend turning to painkillers for escape.
He wasn't aware of what was happening. He was dulling his pain. But it really frightened me because I have been there. And I know how easy it is to get there when you're in mental or physical pain.
And he knew right away that he had to deal with it too?
Not right away. Not right away, but he knew.
There were some reports during this period, Michael, that it was such agony for you that you were actually suicidal. Is that true?
I was never suicidal. I love life too much to ever be suicidal. I'm resilient. I have rhinoceros skin. Never, ever suicidal.
Did it leave you, though,
heartbroken, but not suicidal?
Did it leave you changed completely? I've talked to you a little bit about what you're thinking about, where you want to live in the world. Did it change your view about living here? You're thinking about living someplace else?
I don't care to stay in America anymore, no. I don't care. I will always have Neverland, you know, because I love Neverland. But I don't like, I'm very sensitive to the smog, you know, so I can't have the smog. And I would like to go abroad. Matter of fact, I am.
You are? Where?
Yes. Oh, I haven't decided the exact place yet. Probably South Africa.
To
maybe.
live permanently?
Maybe Switzerland.
Lisa, are
Can
you
we just
in
change,
favor of it?
Wait, just go into the fact that we don't live in separate houses to start
Yeah,
this
we don't
with?
live in separate, this is just
This is
me dreaming.
ridiculous, wherever the camera is. Anyway, sorry.
No, jump in.
What do I feel about the overseas thing? I think that it's a nice place to visit, yes. I would like to have a house over there. Would be completely and utterly harassed beyond belief, but...
We have some wedding video of the two of you, and I'm going to let you tell us a little bit about what we're seeing here. If our director, Roger Goodman, wants to roll it in, we will take you there a year ago, right?
Yes.
Just about exactly.
I look like an idiot, I can tell you that.
You don't look like an idiot. You look more like a, no.
Do you want me to tell you?
Yes.
We're watching it.
Tell us.
Oh, we're watching.
Tell us, we're watching here live.
Acepta usted por legítimo esposo al señor Michael Joseph Jackson.
Lisa Marie Presley here. Do you accept Michael Jackson?
Michael Joseph Jackson.
Michael Joseph Jackson.
I do. In the middle, he asks for his autograph.
Yo, licenciado Hugo Francisco Álvarez Pérez.
Licenciado Hugo Álvarez Pérez.
Oficial de Estados Unidos.
Yeah, I did.
Fine, but now we're out of time.
Los declaro unidos en legítimo matrimonio.
Okay, if you have the ring.
Congratulations.
Congratulations, and then we're gonna do the rings. Okay.
You do it?
Yes.
He do it.
He does first. You put it to her first, okay? And when you put it, you say, with this ring, I do it.
This ring, I do it.
Right. And you do it the same thing. When you put his ring, as you say, with this ring, I do it.
Right now?
So, I know that you, Lisa Marie, have wanted to talk about this. There are a lot of doubters about this marriage. I've heard that it's a Scientology plan. You are a member of the Church of Scientology, which is said to influence its members greatly, and that the husband you divorced was Scientologist, and he's still very much in your life, and this is all part of a calculation to get Michael and his money into the church.
It's crap. I'm sorry. It's like ridiculous. It's ridiculous. It's the most ridiculous thing I've ever heard. I'm not, first of all, you can't get influenced by anything like that. And under a term of a marriage, I'm not going to marry somebody for any reason other than the fact that I fall in love with them. Period. Period. And they can eat it if they want to think anything different.
To put it succinctly.
Yeah.
What is it you love the most about him?
What do I love the most about him? Everything. He's amazing. I really admire him. I respect him. I admire him. I'm in love with him. And no, we don't sleep in separate bedrooms. Thank you very much. And I love everything about him.
To finish up on that, though, are you a Scientologist? Or
No.
No. Plan to become one?
I believe in spirituality and I believe in a higher source, such as God, but I'm not a Scientologist. I read everything. I like to read. I love to study.
You said you don't sleep in separate bedrooms, and I'm going to confess, okay, this is live TV, and I'm copping out right here because I didn't spend my life as a serious journalist to ask these kinds of questions. But I'm not oblivious to the fact that your fans had one question they most wanted to ask of you.
Do we have sex?
We have. You.
She didn't ask.
I didn't ask. I won't ask. Okay.
You don't know what it was going to be.
Is that what you were going to ask?
Let's play just a minute or two.
Sorry.
Let's play one or two.
We want to know if you've done the thing.
Michael, I know that this is an intimate question, but are you having sex together with Lisa Marie?
Do you guys really love each other, or you're just doing this to satisfy the media?
Are you guys intimate?
Again,
I can't believe
it. But this is about the skepticism.
Yes, yes, yes.
And we have read in the papers that you are expecting a child.
We will be expecting a child. No, when, I'm not gonna.
We're not going to say when.
It's
or
personal.
It's in the hands of the heavens.
But not yet.
Did
Well-
we marry out of convenience? That's really interesting to me.
That's
really
ridiculous.
interesting to me.
Why?
Well, why wouldn't we have a lot in common? That's the question. Why? Why not?
Like we're faking this?
Like,
That's the
no,
most
but
ridiculous
you
thing
can't
in
live
the
with
world.
somebody day to day. We're together all the time, first of all. Second thing, how can you fake that 24 hours a day with somebody, sleeping with somebody, waking up with somebody, having
the
to...
dumbest thing
He's
I've
running
ever
around the
heard.
house, I'm running around the house. You were in our house. We have a normal house. We have a nanny. We have a maid. And we walk around, and he's either in the studio, I'm in the kitchen. We're running around like normal. I know it's hard to believe people.
You go shopping together,
We go shopping. We go out to dinner. We argue sometimes.
And
about what, may I say?
We also
No,
heard a report that maybe you were planning to adopt the children.
Oh, I would love to adopt children. I think that's something I've always wanted to do. But children of all races, Arab children, Jewish children, black children, just all races.
But Lisa's children,
I love Lisa's children, but it's been a
not
mission.
going to adopt, or
Pardon?
To adopt them, though.
Oh, I love her children. They're sweet.
But to adopt, no.
Of course.
There's been another issue raised. In a song you say, "Jew me, sue me," and some people are saying that that is anti-Semitic.
It's not anti-Semitic because I'm not a racist person. I could never be a racist. I love all races of people, from Arabs to Jewish people, like I said before, to blacks. But when I say Jew me, sue me, everybody do me, kick me, kike me, don't you black or white me, I'm talking about myself as the victim. You know, my accountants and lawyers are Jewish. My three best friends are Jewish. David Geffen, Jeffrey Katzenberg, Steven Spielberg, Mike Milken. These are friends of mine. They're all Jewish. So how does that make sense? I was raised in a Jewish community.
I want to ask you both about something, because it was the second most asked question by people on the street. And I know it's a sensitive issue for you, and you talked with Oprah about it. But somehow people still are not, they don't feel they've heard everything about the whiteness of your skin, and that it's not somehow a choice on your part, along with the makeup, to be neither black or white, neither to look completely male, to be in the androgynous zone. I think they want to know, it is a decision on your part some way, the way you look. Where does it come from?
I think it creates itself, nature.
He's an artist. He
I'm an
has
artist.
every
I'm a
right, and
performer.
he is constantly remodifying something or changing it or reconstructing it, or working on some imperfection that he thinks needs to be worked on. If he sees something he doesn't like, he changes it. Period. He re-sculpted himself. He's an artist.
I might want to put a red dot right there one day.
But
or two eyes right here.
Do you wish you were the color you were again?
Do I wish I was the color?
That
You have to ask
color.
nature that. I love black. I
Do
love
you wish
black.
you were that way?
I envy her because she can tan and I can't.
One more question I want to make sure I ask. Are you going to sing together?
No.
The two of you?
I would love to sing with you. Would you like to sing with me?
You don't sing?
I don't sing. I did sing, but that's not why I married Michael. I don't need that. That's ridiculous. If I wanted it, I'm not going to marry someone for a recording career, just to clear that up as well.
What?
Stop. I'm going to let the two of you duke this out over here. We'll take a break and we'll Stop. And as our hour ends, I'd like to just ask each of you for a one-sentence answer. Time's so short. Where do you want to be in 5 years?
Oh boy, I love what I'm doing now, and to do everything I can to help the children. And hello, Bobby Sherritt.
I just want people to know what they're dealing with before and understand that I'm not that we are not. The jokes, the degrading comments, all that kind of stuff, it's really irritating. So I didn't get to get into that. This is over already, but stuff.
We want to choke them.
All right,
Yeah,
so
how about
5
that?
years.
Don't
We
believe
want
the
to choke
garbage,
them.
all the tabloid junk. Don't read it, don't listen to it. It's garbage, it's junk. It's stupid.
And so,
Enough of it.
And tonight is over. Look at that.
Isn't that?
Zeg, gaan we het guys. Ja.